Welcome to the story of the Turkish Eagle. Many years ago, there was a count that was a part of the Persian Empire. He wanted to strive farther than the Persian Empire ever did. He was bordered right next to the Byzantine Empire, and he dreamed one day that he could combine the Persian Empire and the Byzantine Empire. This was no small task. This man was a simple count. No one knew his name. No one knew he even existed. He simply owned a small bit of land. His first thing was to get a duchy and maybe get more than that, because simply he was a nobody. Lucky for him, his duke was an imbecile and only knew how to muster around 130 troops, so he easily was able to defeat his duke and take his entire duchy from his duke. Then people knew his name. They mentioned him. The entire kingdom was like, this guy could be something. But really, he was just a thorn in people's side. Fortunately for this man, he had some cousins in distant lands that also had a lot of territory that he wanted to take from them. And they have recently passed making their succession weak, having their young children take the line. And, maybe a couple dips into their apples would make them disappear. This man could feel the power coursing through his veins. He was powerful. So who did he want to go after? The Byzantines themselves. He knew he could do it. He could declare this war. He could defeat them. He could take the entire empire for himself. I think I forgot to mention this guy was a complete idiot as well, so it obviously didn't go well. This man's son was much smarter and knew that he simply just had to leave the Persian Empire by asking. He was just like, yeah, can I please leave? And the Persian Empire was like, yeah, sure, you can leave. We don't care. We're blowing up anyway, so yeah, have your freedom. Our new ruler was a champion of the people. He was conquering everyone. He defeated the Byzantines in aggressive war. He was doing equal rights for men and women. This man could not be stopped. And then literally all out of nowhere, he just dies. And literally the entire nation explodes into two, and his son has to try to figure out what to do. And yeah, by the way, his son was screwed. There was no way he was going to do it. It wasn't even one war that his son had to win. His nation blew up into 4 different kingdoms, so he had to win 3 different nations while rebellions were popping up because they didn't like the new guy. Yeah, he had to spend about like 50 years trying to fix this, and this is one of the biggest explosions he's had in a while. Yeah, he felt like a noob again and felt like he was getting his butt cheeks clapped. This entire time, this dynasty was only known as a simple duke. But times were changing. It was time to become a king. And a king of what? The king of Armenia. Yes, you heard me, Armenia. Why? Because that was the only title available and he couldn't pick any other one. So he's the kingdom of Armenia. Yeah, just a step back here a little bit. He wants to be the bonding king between the Greeks and the Persians, and this is not exactly what he had in mind. He wanted to be like the king of Rum, like that's really his goal here, and instead he's the king of Armenia, so he's happy, but kind of pissed off at the same time, but that's just a side note. This man had to get his anger out somehow, and there's the kingdom of Georgia from the north, which was doing really bad, so he's like, hey, why don't we just take all your territory? And he's like, oh, you won't take all my territory, right? No, he actually took the entire kingdom of Georgia. There's nothing left. It was literally a county at this point. What's shaking, bacon? I don't know what this man was doing with this intro. Who do you think that was cringe? That was just goddamn cringe, but also no, that was cringe. That was cringe. Oh, where were we in this story? I'm so confused now. Oh, yes, it is our kingdom. We were looking very good. We were getting our eyes set up on the Byzantines because we knew that we could conquer them. This man, we were going to be able to conquer the Byzantines soon and form this kingdom that he wanted to form, the kingdom of Rum. Before he could go after the Byzantines, he needed to unite his kingdom fully. His nation has always been fractured due to the succession he had early on in his lifetime. Well, it's multiple lives, but for the story's sake, we're going to pretend like it's one life. And we will decide to unite them now. And once we're united, we could go after the Byzantines. With a kingdom formed that could stand against the Byzantines, there was nothing in the way that would stop this kingdom from conquering the Byzantines. There was nothing, but there was one thing that they got that made them unstoppable. They got the Tree of Life. You gotta be kidding. Game over. Look, Tree of Life? Boo! Byzantines get boo! Yeah, sorry about that. It was time. There was nothing stopping them from going after the Byzantines, and they went for Anatolia. They went for the entire region of Anatolia. This was not a small war. They were going for pretty much a half of their nation. The Byzantines losing Anatolia would make them one of the weaker nations in the area. They could not afford to lose this, and this would make our nation the most powerful nation in the region. And dang, was it easy! Byzantines! What you doing? You suck, Byzantines! Look at us! We have your entire nation! Let's go! Yeah, we smacked the Byzantines, no problem. No one could stop us. We were like, yo, Byzantines, ba 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 ba, and just took over Anatolia. We were on top of the world. We were one of the most powerful nations in the region. There was nothing that could stop us. We're like, oh, we died, and now there's a 7-year-old ruling. No, oh. I don't know about you, but being 7 and running a kingdom sounds easy as heck, especially when the Byzantine has a 6-year-old. That's way easy. So we're just gonna come in and take the rest of the Byzantine's land as like 13-year-old. Why not? You know, it's easy peasy. You can't stop us. Here we come for you. Our dream to form the Kingdom of Rum was finally coming true. We could combine the Greek and Persian cultures together and make the new hybrid culture. We could be the Turkish Eagle. And can we do it? Yes, we finally form the Kingdom of Rum, and we are the Sultanate of Rum. I also want to say, I know that it's Rome, and that it was pronounced Rome, whatever. I don't care. Pronouncing it Rum is just cool. It makes me feel like I'm drinking an alcoholic drink, and I'm drinking a nation. It's way cooler. It's Rum, not Rum or Rum. I don't care. Screw you. But my ruler looks back at what his grandfather really wanted to accomplish. They wanted to form a kingdom that was a hybrid culture, and they haven't done that. They were mostly just Persian and Turkish. They needed to make the Greek culture united. They need to form their own culture. But unfortunately, the Mongol horde had a different idea, and the Mongol horde declared war on the Kingdom of Rum, 2 powerhouses together to fight. Oh, holy shit, that's way bigger than us. We're screwed. We needed to defeat the Mongols, and the only way we could do that is by calling everyone we knew to come help us. Literally, I kid you not, we called like 5 allies, literally every single person that we were related to, and we even tried to assassinate the leader, Genghis Khan. Yeah, he didn't get assassinated. We failed. And so we just had to go for a full-on war against Genghis Khan, the most powerful person in all of history. Yeah, we were absolutely screwed. We were outnumbered by like 10,000, and there's no way we're going to win. Yeah, the series is over. However, we had one last hope, and that last hope was, yeah, they just didn't show up to the war. We didn't see a single troop. We literally just were able to siege for nothing. Yeah, they literally just didn't show up, so we beat the Mongols because they just didn't want to participate. It was kind of lame. Our nation became huge, expanded all the way from India all the way to Egypt, and the only thing we had to do was form our hybrid culture, and once we did that, we were the Turkish Eagle. And all my vassals will convert, so form our culture. Beginning a new era, to a new era and a new people. You're the culture head. Never mind, there's the achievement Turkish Eagle we have achieved, and Converging Paths. Those are the achievements that we wanted to get. Converging Path is just the creating hybrid culture. So we really have completed this campaign.